So news is broken this morning that Eddie Howe will be back in the dugout for Newcastle United against Arsenal tomorrow. He's tested negative this morning, and that can only be fantastic news for the whole team. This is the press conference reaction.
Take me home to the banks of the riverside. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the riverside.
Hi everybody, I'm Paul, back again, and yep, it's press conference reaction day. Obviously, Jason Tindall had to take the press conference as Eddie Howe was getting tested for COVID, of course. So he had to do the media duties this morning. But it is absolutely fantastic news that Eddie Howe will be back in the dugout tomorrow. Not just for the players, but for everybody included, the fans, the staff, just to have the main man in the dugout and guidance for the players as well. You know, yes, we did a decent job against Brentford, but to have Eddie back tomorrow, actually in person, getting his orders across from the touchline, is going to benefit the players massively. And it'll be very interesting to see how Eddie performs on the touchline. You know, we know he's very vocal. He likes to get his message across, other than previous managers standing in the dugout with their hands in the pockets, pouting all game. I'm sure that's not going to be the case with Eddie Howe. So very, very excited to see him back in the dugout tomorrow. Now, on the injury front, Jason Tindall went on to say this morning that Dwight Gale was feeling his hamstring slightly, so that's one that will be assessed today. Other than that, there's been no new injury concerns for us, with a training session still to be held today. So fantastic that they're training again before the match as well, just to get the final points across, you know, for whatever formation they're going to play. And that's great in my eyes. You know, they're going to be fully focused on the game ahead tomorrow. So fantastic news all the way around. And let's face it, Dwight Gale, I know, you know, if he's missing, it's not going to be a big thing for us because he hasn't been used all season. You know, it's not exactly a massive injury blow if he's missing. But it does sort of say to you that we do need to look for another striker come the transfer window. Now, on the return of Eddie Howe, Jason Tindall went on to say, you want your manager here with you. We've missed him as a group of staff. And I'm sure the players have missed seeing him at the training ground. We're certainly looking forward to having him back. Now, given the impression that Eddie Howe has given to the players since he's come in, yes, he would have been a massive miss on the training ground this week. However, we know that he's been seeing videos and, well, Jason Tindall went on to say, Eddie has seen training back every day. We film it, and that will then be sent to him in the afternoon to review it back, as we all will as coaches. Then we will feed back what's necessary to the players the following day. So they're not really, I mean, Eddie Howe is overseeing everything still, despite him being not there. And I'm sure the coaches such as Eddie Howe, Jason Tindall and Graham Jones will put that message across to the players and make sure that they are fully aware of what the manager is wanting. Tindall went on to say regarding training, every training session we've asked for the lads to go and deliver, and they've done that and worked extremely hard. The attitude and the application from the players has been excellent. It's a very talented squad, and we were very encouraged by the Brentford game. Obviously, I don't think they'd be encouraged by the defence, but obviously Jason Tindall isn't going to come out and say anything like that this morning. He's not going to come out and publicly swamp his players, which is good to see. Obviously, things will have been said probably in the dressing room after the Brentford game, and certainly in training this week. More things worked on defensively because we need to shore up without a shadow of a doubt, especially tomorrow. Arsenal have got some very good attacking players. You look at Saka and you look at Smith Rowe, the two players that are really on form for Arsenal this season, going at them. They need to be switched on. Now, if Aubameyang and Lacazette play, yes, they haven't been playing very well this season, but they're still dangerous players. So, for me, working on defensive aspects of the game in training is certainly what they need to do going into tomorrow's match. But I'm sure, you know, Eddie Howe and his training and his coaches will be perfectly aware of that and will be doing something about it moving forward. Now, on adapting, from the first 4 or 5 days, in terms of how they were feeling the following day to this week, they're probably feeling a lot better. There's always that adaptation period, but hopefully they're over that and they can deliver consistently. Now, what he's talking about there is obviously the different tactics that Eddie Howe wants to perform, the different formations, and also the fitness. You know, we know that Eddie Howe was really putting them through the paces, especially the first week that he was there. bleep tests and, a lot of running. And to be fair, the team did look fitter. In only 2 weeks, the team looked fitter against Brentford. Now, moving forward, that is only going to get better because the players are being constantly put through the paces. But as the fitness goes up, then they will enjoy the training a lot more because Eddie Howe won't have to really put them through the paces like that every single week. Once their fitness levels are up, he will expect the players to maintain that fitness level and move on from there, which is exactly what a football club is supposed to do. You get your players fit. It's then up to the players to stay fit as well. Healthy eating, making sure they don't do anything silly. So I think, all round, it seems to be coming together quite well, what Eddie Howe is trying to put across to these players. And to be fair, the players responded, didn't they? I mean, they responded against Brentford, so we need to continue to see that. Certainly against Arsenal, it's a very, very tough game at the Emirates. We know Newcastle don't have a great record down there. But you never know in football. Certainly we still have that new manager bounce because it's the first time that Eddie Howe's going to be on the sidelines. So there's still that managerial bounce there for the players to respond to. So, you never know. I mean, we have no right really going into this game thinking we're going to get anything from it because of the position we are in the league. However, Arsenal had a dreadful start. They're now 5th in the table. Things can happen. You just need something to break for you or go well for you. We need to shore up the defence. I'm sure if we can do that, we're going to be a lot more of a stronger side moving forward, without a doubt. But it's putting the right individuals in, and I'm sure Eddie Howe and the coaching staff will have seen just how bad some of the defending is. Dubravka as well. I think he's got to come back in. But, time will tell when that team comes out tomorrow. Going on to the game, he says, we are aware of the strengths they're going to have, but ultimately we're going to Arsenal to win the game. Our aim is to go there, nullify their strengths, the best we can do, but ultimately to go and score goals to give us the best chance of winning the game. Now that comment there, that single comment there was never, ever, ever said by the previous manager. Never once did he say, we're going to go down there to win. It was always, they're at the top of the game, they're playing very well, they're a world-class team, and we'll give it a shot. Listen to that. We're going to Arsenal to win the game. What a breath of fresh air that is. It's just a huge breath of fresh air because we've never heard that for so long. Press conferences, the coaches or the manager coming out and saying, we're going to win a game. That's our aim. We're not going there to defend and or try and sneak a point or whatever it is. We're going to win the game. It's fantastic. And if that doesn't buoy any Newcastle United fan up, then nothing will. It's clear what they want to do. Tindall then wanted to say about Arsenal. He says, every game in the Premier League presents a different challenge. We know that. Different styles of play, different levels of player, different tactics. We just need to be prepared for that. We've done the work and we go into the game well prepared. So again, no comments about how good a side that Arsenal are. Nothing about the performances that they've put in. Nothing about what frightens us about Arsenal. It's all positive. It's very, very positive. Different challenges, different tactics. But that's what the coaching staff are working towards for at Newcastle United. They will do their homework on every single opposition that we play. And there is a big difference as well because the previous manager, we know, didn't do that. He was just happy that if we played well the week before, he'd pick the same team and go for it. He didn't do his homework. But look at the amount of time and effort that these guys are putting in. Eddie Howe won't have been sitting at home just feeling sorry for himself with COVID. He'll have been working on tactics. He'll have been watching Arsenal videos. So the whole thing, the work ethic is just fantastic. And the words coming across in the press conference are so much more positive than what we've been used to in the past. It is brilliant. And finally, he went on to say about Elliot Anderson, who has really been excelling, by the way. Hat-trick in the under-23s earlier on in the week. We saw videos of him training, putting brilliant shots into the corner. He really is being noticed now. Tindall went on to say about him, he's certainly a bright talent from what we've seen on the training ground. He's got a very good potential. There's a lot of competition in the attacking areas, but so far, what we've seen of Elliot, he's shown really good signs for the future. So that's not saying that they're going to just throw him into the side. I think he will be on the bench tomorrow. I have a good feeling he's going to be on the bench. Now, will Eddie Howe use him? I don't know. Or is he going to give him experience of being on the bench a few times, coming on for maybe 10, 15 minutes in a game? just getting his levels up to where they need to be for the Premier League. Certainly when we last saw him, it was the FA Cup game against Arsenal, funny enough, at the Emirates, where he really did come on and show what he could do. In a game that I thought we were very unlucky not to win, by the way. But, you know, we haven't really seen much of him since then. But he's flying in the under-23s. Like I say, a hat-trick earlier in the week. He'll be full of confidence. So if he is needed to come on tomorrow, then who knows? I would love to see him because, you know, we know what kind of talent he is. And, you know, one thing that we haven't done recently is bring in the youth and bring in the talent when it's needed. We've sent them out on loan. You know, Kel Watts, for instance, for me, is a very, very, very good central defender. But Steve Bruce shipped him off to Wigan earlier in the season. But this is now looking forward. This is to, you know, a player like Elliot Anderson reading that will say, wow, I am being noticed this time. I'm not just performing and just getting on with it. You know, the people that really matter here are noticing what I can do on the football pitch. And for me, that'll give the kid absolutely bags and bags of confidence. So there you go. That was the press conference. And again, I'll reiterate how positive that is. You know, just to listen to even, obviously it wasn't Eddie Howe today, but Jason Tindall talking about the real positive things about what they've been doing in training, how they're going to win they're going down to Arsenal to win the match tomorrow, not to sit and defend for 90 minutes. So they will definitely give it a go. Now, we've always said that if we see a team go out to try and win a game and it doesn't quite work out, we get beat, but we've tried, fair enough. And that's probably the same for Arsenal tomorrow. We'll go down there. If the players perform, give 110% and it doesn't quite work, we're beaten by the better side, hey, we'll hold our hands up. But what we don't want to see is, you know, the team just dropping the heads. But I'm sure because Eddie Howe's back as well, we don't see that happen. It didn't happen against Brentford when we went 2-1 down. The heads didn't drop, they kept going, and we got to, you know, yes, we got a point out of the game, probably should have won it. But we need to look positively now. We need to look positively at what these guys are doing on the training pitch and what they're saying to us in the press conference. It's so much more positive. It gives you a little bit more of a kick going into the games rather than just thinking, oh, good, you know, he's saying how world-class these are, brilliant players, but not a mention of that from Tindall. It's all positive stuff, and that can only benefit Newcastle United. So there you go. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the press conference. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to smash the like button for me and help me to continue to build the channel. And also, if you're new and you like what you see, lots of things coming up. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we've got the live watch along, the first one ever on this channel. Really looking forward to that. And straight after that at 3 o'clock, we've got the live match reaction with myself and Dave Harrison, where we'll be discussing and picking out the good or the bad points of the game, and just discussing it, you know, where that leaves Newcastle United. So thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Enjoy the game tomorrow and have a fantastic weekend. Take care.